If we are just one person developing on this application, and we are a very small company and very small developing team, like 3 people, this will probably work. Then we can just, when we have a feature, we just deploy it. However, in most organizations, there are probably multiple teams, or at least multiple people working on the same app. And there's often a stakeholder of some sort that wants this thing released, and they don't just want it to released unpredictably someday. They want it to be released a specific day, because they probably have they have to coordinate with the people writing release announcements, or perhaps it's one big release that we want to do on a certain day where we just, these cool things, we want these on this day. Maybe. But either way, this all means that different teams will have to, and different people will have to start synchronizing. They have to start talking with each other and coordinating and synchronizing when things go into the main branch, or like going to the deployment branch. And you have to also talk a lot about when the exact release goes out, when the exact deploy goes out, because that is also when the feature goes out. So there's a one-to-one relationship between when we deploy and when we release. Deploy and release, that's the same thing if we do this. And that is the benefit of feature flags. It allows us to decouple deploy and release. Feature flags allow us to deploy first, and then later, when we want to, release the feature. You know, sunglasses guy, I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say something like, oh, why can't we build this with ourselves? Why do we need something like LaunchDarkly? Why can't we build this using our own database? You know what? I'm gonna try to do that. I'm gonna try to do that using Firebase. Let's do that. Firebase. No, not Firebase. Quick start. Firebase. Firebase. Sign in. There we go. Get started. I'm gonna create a new project. We're gonna call it Playlist App. Great project. And we wait. Add Firebase to your web app. That's nice, but I actually think there's a Firebase npm. There we go. npm install, say Firebase. Let's pull up the console here. Create integrated terminal. npm install Firebase. Don't need to do this any longer in npm 5. While we do this, I'm going to import Firebase from Firebase. And then we're going to do this thing here. I'll do const fb equals initialize app, and I think we can copy paste this thing here. There we go. I also think we need the Firebase database. There we go. Hang on. I'm gonna need that, but not require. I'm gonna need imports. I think that's enough. And now I can get started with this database here. Real-time database, get started. Nice. Now, I think that we can just let's do this here in component did mount. I'm gonna start increasing the font size a little bit so that you can follow what I do. In component did mount, I'm going to, I think this is how we do it. Firebase.database. actually, I'm pretty sure I don't need this. Go back down here, firebase.database, and then let me look at my notes here. You can look this up in the Firebase documentation. It's nothing complicated, but we're gonna do ref flags. This gets the flags node in the Firebase database. We're gonna create that as we're doing it. Flags, that, like that. No, what? Help. Flags, yes. Oh, there. And I'm going to add a new flag here called default default sort, and it's going to be you know what, since this is a feature flag, this is a feature, we're going to call like what it is, default sort date added, and we're going to call that true, and then I'm good. So this database here, ref flags, will refer to this one, and we're going to whenever that value changes, we're going to get a snapshot, and whenever we get that snapshot, we are going to set state. And we're going to set sort order to snap the value of the snapshot. And the snapshot value will be like, we'll get this thing flags as a JSON object or like object, JavaScript object. So we're gonna grab the value of default sort date added. And I think that's it. Let's have a look at React. Let's have a look at the inspector. You can actually look in the React tool here. That's a cool Chrome extension. You can see here that, oh, nothing happened. So I need to restart the server. Perhaps this root here, is this, need to do something like this. Let me actually remove this for a while and do a console.log here, see that if it actually happens. No. What if I just do flags? No. Oh! Okay, I remember now. I've been using Firebase for too long that I remember that they actually fixed the insane default setting of having everything accessible to everyone. So that is why. So I have to give everyone read access and everyone write access. That's secure. I will have to remember to delete this app after I upload this video. Don't do this at home, kids. So there. Now, hopefully, this should give me some kind of console log. Yes! Yes. So, hang on. Let me just console log out this snapshot value here. Web. Come on, snapshot value. Boop. Oh, hang on. I actually need to console log it out. Sorry. All right, so you see here that yes is true. And I think if I change this inside of Firebase, hang on, I'll change this to false. And yeah, it updates to false. Now, here we want to given that we have this snapshot value here, going to set that const is feature flagged. I don't know. Not the best name. It's is default sort date added test. And if default sorter date added test is enabled, then we're gonna set the initial sort order to date added. Or if it is otherwise, it should be manual. I think it was manual. Yes. This is kind of hard to see. I'm going to add a little bit of styling here to these. So hang on, style equals font weight. If this state sort order equals manual, this will be bold. Otherwise, it will be normal. I also can write proper ternary expressions. And I'm going to change this one as well, so that it is, if the sort order is date added, that's gonna be bold. So this way, okay, yeah, right, that's more obvious. So now it kind of sort of works, except this little weird thing where I just refresh, you see, when you refresh and you see that this will jump back and forth. That is because we have an initial sort order here that we set synchronously in the constructor, but then once the feature flags are loaded, we find ourselves in a situation where it just overrides the initial thing. So this is a normal problem when you start introducing feature flags in your application, that you have a lot of settings and stuff that are there synchronously, but now you are loading these settings synchronously. So you have to start introducing logic so that your configuration can become asynchronous. So let's do that. We're going to do flags loaded. We're going to call that false. I have the same logic as songs loaded, but just one more permutation to it. So when the flags are loaded, we're going to do flags loaded equals true. And then if this state is not loaded, or this state dot not flags loaded, then we show the loading dialog. So now we're gonna get loading. Oh, hang on. We want to have the entire thing show us loading. So I'm going to wrap all this thing here in div, and div. There we go. There we go. And now it's loading until, hang on. Did I mess up? Flags loaded false, flags loaded, what? Oh, hang on. I'm having a hard time doing correct Boolean expressions. Double negation is hard. So now it works. It only shows it once our feature flags are loaded. So like, nice. All right, so I want to draw your attention to the fact that we now decoupled code deployment, like uploading to our server, and feature rollout. Because assume that right now, this is now rolled out to the world, and all the users have this code, and well, hello there, sort by manual is there. But then we can turn this off in our database and say like default sort date added, like that flag is now true. And when we refresh, it doesn't work, damn it. All right, let's see. Dated added, yeah, that's typo. Like, let's do that again. All right, fine, bam. Now we see that the sort by date added is the default option. All right, so why is this good? It's good because it allows us to handle the risks of deployment and the feature rollout separately, because both of those things are really risky. As a programmer, it's always very nice to be able to deal with one problem at a time. It also has the benefit of giving the product owner a lot of more control over when to roll the feature out. They don't have to think much about when the when the code is deployed. As long as the code is deployed, the product owner can choose to have the feature deployed at any time after that. Also, it allows us to roll things back very, very quickly. So, like, if we discovered that bug that I just wrote in and we just, oh my god, things doesn't work, all we have to do is change the value in the database and bam, we are back to normal. Okay, this is better, but I still see some improvements that we could do to this.